Mambo vipi watu wangu kutoka hapa Afrika Magharibi, from the soul of Haiti to the heartbeat of Kenya. Welcome. You are live with the Project Trinity podcast. So as usual, pull a chair. This is your front row seat. This isn't just a podcast, it's a movement in motion, a mission transforming lives across the world. Our global team is in the chat with you. Jump in, tell us where you are watching us from. Here is today's question, and it's a real one. What good is Wi-Fi to someone still walking 2 hours for water? Today we are talking about what real development looks like when the connection meets the well, the laptop meets the borehole. We call it holistic. And I have got two amazing people whose whole job is to make the world see it and feel it. So I'm joined with Betty Chebet, a teacher by profession, and the one who proves our impact on paper and brings it to life in the room, and Nicholas Chesimbur, the one who captures our story on camera and produces this very show you are listening in from. So, welcome, guys, to the show. You can introduce yourself so that you can kick off the podcast.
Yes, hello everyone. I am Nicholas Tesimbur, and it's pleasure to be here with you today. So, to all our amazing Project Trinity supporters, partners, volunteers, and everyone joining us for the first time, thank you for tuning in. And I am excited to be your guest as we explore the topic that reflects the heart of what we do at Project Trinity. Yeah, the holistic rural development. So thank you and welcome.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Betty Chebet, Project Trinity Associate, specializing in communication, outreach, and relations. And I'm very glad today to join Nicholas and Brian to discuss this holistic development thing. I look forward to sharing more insights and discussing how bringing different solutions together can create stronger and more resilient communities. Be my guest.
Yes, thank you so much, Tim, for that intro. So, and if you are a local business owner or any local institution that you are listening to us right now, you can partner with us at Project Trinity. Reach us out at our DMs, our socials, and we can have a little chat on how we are going to improve one another's businesses or just having a little chat. So, world meets possible. We are ready. No pare, tuko tayari. So let's go, guys. So Wi-Fi meets water wells. So Betty, when you hear Wi-Fi meets water wells, what does it mean to you, maybe personally or the community?
Oh, that is a very amazing question. Um, Personally, when we talk about water and water wells and Wi-Fi, these are things that we always interact with. And for me, that's like another way of saying people deserve to have both dignity today and opportunity tomorrow. For instance, I can talk from experience. I have imagined myself during my earlier ages when I was still a kid around 10 years old. I used to walk for long distance to fetch water. That's maybe waking up at 5 a.m. in the morning, walking long distance, fetching water, coming back, and I also have to go to school. So that means when I reach school, I'm very exhausted. And I came to realize that if Project Trinity had come during those days, that means things will be different. And talking about holistic development on the same, imagine if there could be clean source of water around my home, and at the same time, there is Wi-Fi around. So that means I could be in comfort zone. I could maybe even go to an online class, research, and even learn digital skills, and even apply for maybe scholarship or anything. But for now, this Project Trinity has come to bridge the gap between the water wells and the Wi-Fi. It has brought Wi-Fi, and it is also bringing the clean water. So that is my view.
Wow, wow, nice. So, Nicholas, you have heard what Betty has just talked about. So, what's the picture that comes to your mind?
Well, thank you so much, and I really like how Betty has described it because it shows that Wi-Fi and water wells are not separate ideas; they are just part of the same story. So I remember the story that Marco Jeseto gave us about going to just write an email uh, as far as Kitale. That is like 70 miles away from here, just to go and respond to an email when he was writing for visa to go to the United States. You can imagine, but right now with Project Trinity, you can just, at the comfort of your seat, you can just write an email, respond to them, and also to the community at large. So that is the same thing that we are saying that Wi-Fi meets wells. For the case of Petty, and most of us who go a very long distance to just fetch water, but with the Project Trinity coming along, that's really helped because when I hear Wi-Fi meeting water wells, I picture a rural village at a sunrise in the foreground, where maybe there is a new drilled water, where families can now collect clean water instead of just walking there for hours. So just short distance away, when there is Wi-Fi, where children can attend lessons, they can like, or a farmer who can just log in and see the weather forecasts and also the market prices. So to me, that's the image that captures the holistic rural development, because it's not just about the installing the technology or drilling the wells, but it's about creating communities where people basic needs and opportunities begin to grow. So thank you.
So Nicholas, that means it's neither Wi-Fi nor water well. It is both Wi-Fi and water well, right? So that means because you can use water well to send an email, and you can use Wi-Fi to maybe boil tea or to drink. So that is holistic development. We need both of these to solve the problem that we have.
Yeah, sure, Betty, because the connectivity itself, it opens doors to education, to healthcare, to entrepreneurship, and to information. So when the two come together, they create now the foundation for a community that is not just surviving, but it is thriving. So I think when this all come together, we have now possibility. We expand the possibility.
Wow, wow, nice. Those are truly goated stories. But the icing on the cake is the Marco Ceseto story, because it truly shows where we have come from as a community, from sending emails from like 40 kilometers away. Right now, you can do it on your phone, on your doorstep, on your on maybe on your bed. So truly goated. So Betty, back to you. Why does why does digital alone fall flat if the basics aren't there?
I can say Um, I always do compare technology to a bridge, and a bridge is incredibly useful, but only if there is a solid ground on both sides of the bridge. And that means technology works the same way. Imagine giving someone the latest laptop, and imagine they don't have electricity. What will they use that laptop for? Or even clean water, or a healthcare, or even enough time to learn because they are spending half the day meeting basic needs. The laptop just looks like a decoration. I've met communities that are genuinely excited about digital tools, but they are also very practical. They will tell you, yes, we love internet, but we also need clean water. We also need reliable power. We also need healthy family, and they are absolutely right because uh, for them that is what they need by then. And I think technology should remove these barriers, not ignore them. One of my favorite examples is education and basically online learning. Um, but for this case, if a child is frequently sick of unsafe water, they can log into the online class. They are missing school. That is why we say technology should amplify opportunity, not replace the foundations that opportunity gives it possibility. Yeah.
Yeah, that is so strong, Betty. And what I like most about that is that in all that you are saying, for example, the power, the equipment, Project Trinity is not just giving one or two. It's giving like all of them. It's giving the equipments and the training. It's giving the power. It's giving the internet, so that all of these come together to help our community. So that is what I'm proud of with Project Trinity. It's not just leaving it without giving uh, the full guidance.
Wow, nice. So, Nicholas, building on that, so where have you seen the two actually come together? Maybe the well and the connection.
Okay. One place that really stands out, Brian, to me in the rural community uh, is the communities as we serve is not just seeing the water well or internet connection. It is uh, it is seeing how technology can make essential services work better together. For example, instead of the traditional hand pumped well, the one that you use your hands to pump it, imagine a community borehole fitted with a solar powered pump. People can just simply press a button or use a smart tap to access the water rather than manually pumping it. The same connectivity that brings internet access can also monitor the system remotely, tracking water levels, the pump performance on the well, or alerting local technicians if maintenance is needed before a breakdown affects the community. So when you are standing there, you will realize this is not technology for technology's sake, but it is technology solving everyday problems. Because a parent spends a less time fetching water, the children now have more time for school, and also the community has more reliable source of clean water. So that's where I see the well and the connection, the internet connection or a Wi-Fi come together, not as a separate project, but as one integrated solution that improves daily life in our rural community, Brian.
Yes, so very true, Nicholas. So, isn't Project Trinity itself the example, like solar, water, Wi-Fi, and training under one roof?
Yeah, absolutely. I think the Project Trinity pod is the best example because it brings the entire vision together in one place. Because when you walk into the pod, you are not just seeing a building, you are seeing a complete ecosystem for rural development. You have the solar power or the solar energy providing a reliable power, clean water through the sustainable water systems, the Wi-Fi connecting people to information and opportunities, and the training space where the community members, including the associates, can learn digital skills, the entrepreneurship and practical knowledge. So each piece strengthens each other because the solar powers the technology supports the water system, the connectivity unlocks the education and economic opportunities, and the training also ensures that the community has the skills to own and sustain it all. So that's why we call it a holistic rural development. Instead of solving a problem at a time, the pod addresses several unconnected challenges together. It becomes a hub where people don't just access services, they gain the tools, the knowledge, the opportunities to build a better future for themselves and the community. So to me, that's what makes the pod so powerful. The whole idea of Wi-Fi meets water wells brought to life under one roof.
Yeah, that's exactly right, Mr. Nicholas. Because when the solar powers brings technology, the technology will support the education, and education creates opportunities for the youths, and even the water improves health, and healthy people of years will participate more fully in learning and businesses. It is we say it is a one connected system, and that's why we call it holistic development. We are not solving one problem, we are creating an environment where people can solve many problems for themselves without any help.
Yes, yes. So that's the idea. But your actual job, you two have to make people understand it. So let's talk about how you tell a story like this. So Betty, you prove impact on paper and in presentations. So how do you show that development in is actually working?
Okay, I can say I've learned that impact is best understood when you start with a person, not a percentage of people. And that means I want to tell a story. I remember visiting a community after a water project had been completed. As we walked towards the borehole, we met an elderly grandma sitting next to two of her grandchildren. And she smiled, of course. And we were like, "Why are you smiling?" She said, these children used to leave home before sunrise to help fetch water. Just like my story. By the time they go to school, they are very tired. Nowadays, they collect water just a few minutes from home and they arrive in class with energy instead of exhaustion. So she paused for a moment. She was so, she had anxiety. And then added something like, for the first time in years, I don't worry about whether the water my grandchildren are drinking will make them sick. So that means this water is clean. Later on, I came to realize that uh, the impact is what matters. Like, we don't only show the statistics in paperwork, but what is the impact that this source of water has brought to the community? And that's how I approach everything in I do my presentation, my report. I must start with the evidence. I have to provide solid evidence, like that story for the grandma. And every evidence must have a human being behind it. And because of that, I can say um, whatever the impact that this project has brought to the community, it's not the impact of what we just gather, the information we gather. It is the real story behind it. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with you, Betty, that what is so important is the impact that any project or a solution given out has to the community. Yeah, so because this is like the end results. Yeah, as the people benefited, yes, if they have, that is the that is the story behind.
So yeah, Nicholas, you do it in video, in a video maybe production. Maybe what can a camera do show that maybe a report can never?
Yeah, sure. Uh, every time I take a video, uh, it is I think that that's the beauty of any video. It lets people feel the story, not just understand it. A report can tell, uh, like they can tell that a borehole or a well serves right now serves 300 people. That is important, right? But a camera can show the smile of a grandmother or people filling their buckets from clean water for the first time. The laughter of children no longer spending hours fetching water, or a student connecting to an online lesson from the rural community. That those moments remind us that behind every statistic is a real person whose life has changed. So one shot I am proudly simple of Brian is a child filling a jerry can of water at a water point, then walking just few steps to sit under a Wi-Fi coverage and continue learning on a digital device. So there is nothing dramatic about it, but it says everything. In one continuous moment, you see water. In the other, you see technology and education and hope all working together. So to me, that's the power of the moving image, the camera. It captures not just what we've built, but what it means. It shows dignity, possibility, and the quiet transformation that happen every day in the rural communities. Things that are hard to measure on paper, but impossible to miss when you see them unfold.
And nice. So Betty, I want to take you to this direction. So maybe what makes a number or a story actually land with people and with sponsors maybe?
Um, Actually, I can say that question. I think that's a question I often think about, especially because my background as a teacher taught me that people don't just remember information; they remember the meaning of that information. And for example, you can say we have trained 200 people in digital skills. That shows a scale, but we want to know the real impact. What happened next after training these 200 people? Did that help someone grow their business? Or did that digital skills help a health worker maybe to serve patients faster? Or did a farmer access better information and make smarter decisions about the digital training we do? So that means the number shows the reach that you have trained 200 people, but the story of what happened after that shows the transformation that happened. So I can say uh, the data builds the confidence, but the stories build the connections. And when people understand not just what changed, but why it matters, that's when impact truly becomes memorable, and it makes the number and the story between the people and the sponsors. Yeah.
Nice. So Nicholas, when you produce maybe a piece, what are you trying to make people feel or understand from what you are trying to edit or producing?
Okay, when I produce a piece, whether it's a photograph or a video, I'm not just thinking about what people will see. I'm thinking about what they will feel long after they have finished watching it. So more than anything, I want people to feel hope. I want them to see the dignity, the resilience, and potential that already exists in the rural communities. Too often, Brian, underserved communities are portrayed only through the lens of poverty or need. So while these challenges are real, they don't tell the story. So I am proud of my community and I want the world to see it the way I do, full of hardworking people, creativity, untapped talent, and ideas that deserve to be seen and heard. My goal is to tell stories that change perceptions, not by ignoring the challenges, but by showing what's possible when people are equipped with the right opportunities and the right technology, which now includes the power, the internet, and also the equipments, which includes the laptop and everything. So one piece I am especially proud of captured young people in our rural community using the technology to learn, create and connect with while the community's water system quietly served families nearby. So that image reminds me that these communities are not just waiting to be rescued. They are ready to contribute to the world. They simply need the access, the infrastructure, and a chance to thrive. So if someone finishes watching one of my videos or pictures or a photograph, believing that rural communities are places of information, potential, and possibility, but not just need or places of need, then I feel I have done my job or my part.
The both of you, I know you two partner constantly because you're in the, you think you're in the same department. So how do proof and story fit together, and who pushes who?
Actually, I can say, uh, Nicholas actually pushes me because he definitely makes me think about the visuals. Being a camera person, that means capturing every moment and every visual uh, has different stories, and every different story have its own perception. So the more we keep moving, I can ask him, where's the evidence? And of course, he has the evidence. My work is just to tell it in a story form, but he's the one who will have the evidence forever. So I just admire him.
Yes, so thank you, Betty. We always collaborate in most of the projects that we do, especially telling the stories of our underserved communities to the world, so that the world does not just overlook, because there are so many talents, Brian, in the underserved communities, but they just like the infrastructure and also the opportunity to to give to the world and to prove to the world that they are capable like any other community or any other part of the world, including the developed countries. Yeah.
Nice, nice. So this is to my chat audience. So what's a story that changed how you saw something? Maybe drop it in the chat and tell us where you are watching from. So let's step out of the studio and for a minute and just talk about the people at the center of all this. So the mission and the community. So, what does holistic development actually look like for for the community you serve?
The phrase holistic development actually can sound like something you only hear in a conference room, but in the community, it looks like it is very ordinary, and that's what makes this phrase very powerful. Um, it looks like maybe a child going to school on time because there's clean water nearby instead of 2 hour walk. It looks like a mother accessing health information on her phone while knowing her family has safe drinking water. It looks like a young person learning digital skills in the morning and helping their parents market the farm produce online in the afternoon. It also looks like a farmer using weather information to decide whether to plant or when to plant, while also knowing there is reliable water to the family. So generally, in this community, development is not just a dramatic event. It is hundreds of small improvements that together can change the rhythm of life. Yeah.
Yeah, Betty, that is very true. Holistic development looks like a community where every part of life is moving forward together. So the arrival of Project Trinity actually has not just brought the infrastructure, it has brought the opportunity also. So by equipping people with the technological tools, the digital skills and reliable connectivity, communities that were once isolated are now able to access the learning, collaborate with people beyond their borders, and participate in the global digital economy in ways that were not possible before. So what actually inspires me is seeing the shift in mindset. People have begun to realize that where they live does not have to define what's possible for them. The gap that the underserved communities have faced for so long starts to narrow because they now have the access to the same tools that enable innovation, education, and economic opportunity elsewhere. So that's what holistic development looks like. Not just improving one aspect of life, but creating an environment where people have the resources, they have the skills, and also the confidence to build better and contribute their talents to the world.
Nice, nice. So, Betty, back to you. So, who in the community comes to mind? Uh, that who in the community comes to mind when you think about this work that you are doing here at Project Trinity?
Of course, there are many people that inspire, me, but there is this one woman who comes to my mind every time. Um, she tells her story since the coming of Project Trinity. Before initially, I think according to her, her life was very difficult. She was struggling with life. She has kids. She's a single mother, and she has to raise all these kids. She has to pay school fees. She has to feed the kids, and um, she told me that since when Project Trinity came, it gave them opportunity. That is providing a marketplace for them. Like this woman can is able to sell her vegetables to the associates, and even the associates can also help her raise like she can borrow anything from the associates. And I realized that she was her life changed actually since the coming of Project Trinity, because the story that was there earlier, there was no market for her, and she also learned that her child, she has to educate her child so that in the future she can be part of the great team which is Project Trinity, and that's what keeps inspiring her every day. So that's one of the story that keeps coming to my mind.
Wow, a very powerful story. So, Nicholas, you have heard about Betty's story. So, what's a moment in the community that stayed maybe with you?
Oh, the stories that Betty has given us is so powerful. But the moments that I will not forget is the first. The first, I have two moments. So the first was the arrival of the Project Trinity board. It was not just it was not just the delivery of a building. It felt like the arrival of new possibilities. I remember the ululations, the singing, and the genuine excitement from the youth, from the students, from the parents and elders. You could see the joy on people's faces because they understood what this meant. It was not only about having a new space, it was about knowing that the community will now have access to a reliable internet, power, and technological equipment, which includes the laptops. So for many, it represented a bridge to opportunities beyond the village, a chance to learn new skills, connect with the world, and participate in the global digital economy. So that is the first moment that I'll never forget. And the second one, Brian, was the opening of the Deaf Corner Trinity Center. So as Project Trinity continued to grow, the board had become too small for everything that was happening. You know, seeing the new center open was very special for me because, and for me and also the associates, because it gave us the associates a better place to work, to collaborate and serve the community. So it also created a larger space where community members could cater for meetings, trainings, and other activities. So it showed that the vision was not standing still; it was growing alongside the community. So as someone behind the camera, those are the moments I love to capture. There are more than events, there are turning points. So years from now, people will look back at those images and remember not just what happened, but how the community came together with hope, pride, and the belief that a brighter future was possible. So those are my proud moments, Brian, and I will never forget about these moments.
Wow, that's so amazing, Brian, Nicholas. I think for me also those are some of the moments that I'll never forget. And what I love most is it's not what people say about the Project Trinity, it's how they say it. Like they have a lot of confidence about Project Trinity and more so about the future and not just today or tomorrow. They are just envisioning years later. So everyone is aspiring to be part of the great team.
Nice, nice. So it's all about Project Trinity and the community. So Betty, what does Project Trinity get right about serving the whole person, not just one need?
So what I do appreciate most is that us as Project Trinity, we always start by listening. Um, we don't just come with a solution. We just ask communities what they need and what they already have and what they want to achieve. So then we look at how those needs connect. For instance, you can say um, if the need is water, so we have to improve this water so that this water can improve health. And if this health is improved, it is going to improve how children attend schools more consistently. And improving education will mean the digital opportunities may become now meaningful. And that's our vision. And uh, if you provide clean energy, uh, technology obviously becomes reliable to the community. It's not. This is not about ticking boxes. It's about creating an environment where people can thrive, one thing at a time, interconnecting all these things at once to creating a very good environment. That is what we call a whole like a whole provision in a person, and that means Project Trinity understands people that people don't experience life in separate departments. So the phenomenon shouldn't be delivered that way either. Like it is just one step at a time. interconnecting them at once, and the final what do you say? The final results is what matters.
Yes, it's all about the impact. So, Nicholas, Betty has talked about what us as Project Inchi we are getting right. So, what I want you to talk about is what do people misunderstood about what we do here, and how do you maybe set it straight through story?
Yeah, one thing people misunderstand about Project Trinity is that they think we are only supporting businesses in the United States of America because we work with companies there. But that's one part of the story. The heart of Project Trinity has always been in underserved communities. So our mission is rooted in places like in the rural community in Kenya and Haiti, and we are continuing to expand that impact to other regions, which now includes South Africa, which is opening soon. So the partnership we build with businesses help make the mission possible. But the lives being transformed are in the communities we serve. We do the businesses for companies in America. That is true. But the transformation goes to the communities we are serving. So that's why storytelling is so important, as you said, Brian. A good story does not just explain what we do, but it shows it. When people see a student uh, attending an online class or a young person learning a digital skill, uh, or a family accessing clean water or a community catering in the pod, they immediately understand that this is about people, not just about the projects. So our stories help people see the Project Trinity is not simply connecting businesses across the continents. We are connecting the opportunity to communities that have been underserved for so long. And when those communities are equipped with the right training and technology, they are not just the beneficiaries. They become now the innovators, the contributors, and partners in building a better future. So that's the story I want people to walk away with, the misconception.
Yes,
Yeah,
that's
sure.
really okay. You can
I
go
think
on,
also
Betty.
another misconception that people around, especially the community around that, these people have a misconception that this that is the house of the Muzungu. Don't go near that house. Like, we just have to open up their minds so that they can know that we are here for them. This is not about the Muzungus or whatever. And they always say we have a CCTV. The Muzungu will see you and they will beat you from there where they are. And maybe that's a very wrong perception about the Project Unity. This is a community thing and it is here for us. Yeah.
That's really
Yeah,
true, Betty. Can go on, Nicholas.
yeah, I love the fact that Betty has said that most people fear the CCTV. It is true because these are some of the most advanced tools and equipments that have arrived in the community, and people try to shy away. But that's why we are saying Project Trinity is for the community. And most of the communities are now understanding slowly by slowly what Project Trinity is all about serving the underserved communities, and they should not shun away or hide away, but rather collaborate and let's serve the community together.
Wow, nice. That was a nice conversation. So let's move on. So beyond Wi-Fi and wells, what does this community maybe teach you?
Um, for me, I can say this community has taught me about humility. Um, sometimes when we go to different communities, uh, we might go with the mind that we are going to bring solutions. But when you reach in a certain community, you are also going to learn new things. We might even get lessons ourselves in the same community. And this reminds me that resilience isn't about something you read, it is something you witness by yourself. And from there, you will you'll have the knowledge to improve on your solutions that you are bringing initially. Yeah.
What I can also add on is the resilience. Our communities most of the time goes through a lot, but all in all, they always stay strong, and also they have taught me that uh, we need to adapt to new things. We need to adapt to the new technology. We need to adapt to new skills and knowledge so that we can be able to have the same grounds as everyone in the world. Because most of the communities have already developed, but with resilience and adaptation, we can also uh, meet or have the same uh, society as others. So, thank you.
Nice, nice. So Betty, the next segment is yours because you are on the field trip. So let me give you a real example of all this in one place. So Betty, you saw it firsthand. You went into the field trip for the Afia Sentinel, our community help app that we are developing. So tell us about the trip.
Um, so the field trip was basically about the Afya Sentinel. Um, that is a mobile medical app that yeah. So the trip reminded me why field visit matters, because in the trip I learned a lot of things. I learned that you can read reports, attend meetings, and even analyze data, but nothing replaces sitting with health workers and listening. We are we learn different fields, but now interacting with these people one on one is what matters. Of course, the journey was so long, the roads were very rough, the network was even very unreliable. We didn't go with our Wi-Fi there, so along the road the network was disturbing, and we visited different health facilities uh, where I learned that as much as all these limitations are there, the staffs are very dedicated and doing incredible work with even the limited resources. And what stood out was their commitment. They were not asking for luxury, by the way. They were just asking for practical tools that will help them serve patients better. And I think that was the best thing that they could ask, and they were right. And by the end of the trip, it was clear that technology isn't uh, valuable because it is digital. It is valuable because it solves real problems.
Okay, nice. So maybe a short response to my question. So maybe what did you hear from the health facilities you visited?
Okay, for the all the health facilities that we visited, the most common thing that we had was the health workers wanted quicker access to information. That is basically from the patients, or yeah, and also they wanted better ways to track patients even from a long distance, from different parts of the region, and they also wanted systems that reduce paperwork and help them make informed decisions fast. The digital tools, you can just type quickly and you'll get an answer even before you complete typing. But when you write on paperwork, it takes a lot of time. And also, one health worker said something that really stayed with me, and I think that was what is inspiring us to keep going with the Afya Sentinel medical app. You said that the less time I spend searching for information is the more time I spend caring for people. So that means, when they get this Afya Sentinel app, because it's going to solve all these problems, that means there'll be no more death cases, or maybe chronic, maybe the patients will be treated in time before maybe the cases become severe. Then I can say that perfectly captures why digital health matters. And I can say technology should never replace human care. It should create more time for it. Yeah.
Yes, that's really true. So, Nicholas, I know you went that trip as a video producer. So, Nicholas, if you film that story, so what's the one shot you'd want maybe people to see, or that it captivated your mind, or it captured your attention?
Yeah, it is true. We went along with the team, with Betty and the team for the trip, and for the Afya Sentinel app for the trip. The one shot I will want is very simple, and that is what I took anyway. Is a health officer in the clinic that we visited in Kapenguria, holding the prototype up, looking at the screen, and then smiling with relief. Yeah, this is it. That single image will tell the whole story. Yeah, because Avia Sentinel is not just an app. It is a tool that can help the health centers detect possible diseases outbreak by connecting similar reports from different patients in the same region or area. So instead of waiting until a problem becomes too big, uh, the health officers can see patterns earlier, and they respond faster. So what I will want the camera, or my camera actually is, it's captured that moment of the realization, the joy and the relief uh, on on the faces of the health officers when they understood that this tool could make their work easier and help them serve the community better. So to me, that shot said everything. The technology in the hands of the people who need it most, helping them protect their community. Yeah.
Oh, that's nice. So maybe as we wrap up this segment about Afya Sentinel, so what's your hope for what this does for rural community like ours?
My hope is that, where someone is born no longer determines the opportunity available for them, like no geographical barriers. Whether you are in a city or in a rural community or in a very rural village, you should have access to quality healthcare, quality education, clean water, and even digital opportunities. That's my hope.
Yeah, and my hope, Betty and Brian, is that this becomes one of those technologies that quietly changes lives. So I hope we get to a point where a child also does not lose weeks of school because of an outbreak that was not detected early, where families also receive care before a disease spreads, and where health workers have the information they need to act quickly and confidently. So having been in the clinics, the trip in Kapenguria, and seeing the excitement from the whole health officers as they explored the Afya Sentinel prototype, I realized that this is not just about building another app. It is about giving the people on the front line better tools to care for their own communities. So when they are equipped with the right technology, they can spend less time reacting to crises and more time preventing them. But more broadly, that's the future I hope for the rural communities. I want to see communities that are no longer left behind but are leading with innovation, where technology works alongside healthcare, education, clean water, and reliable connectivity to improve everyday life. Yeah.
So Nicholas, that is saying, maybe you hope that someday in the future we stop calling these communities underserved communities, but we would rather call them thriving communities because that's what they are capable of becoming in the future.
Yeah, actually, that is uh, the impact that we all want to see, and we hope that in the near future, Betty, as you have said, that this community thrives, and we also say that this is a developed nation, not now a third world nation, the way people call it.
So nice. So before I let you both go, so what's next and who are you doing it for? So Nicholas, as we wrap it up, so what's the next story maybe you are itching to capture? Yani hiyo story yenye kuna kula.
Yes. So the next story I am itching to capture is the one that has not happened yet, but I know it's coming. So working with Project Trinity, I have seen how one opportunity leads to another. So every new pod, every new training session, every student who gains a digital skill, or every entrepreneur who finds a new market, and every community member who discovers what is possible creates another story to be told. So what excites me most is watching my own community continuing to grow. I want to capture the moments when young people land opportunities they never imagined, when a local business uses technology to reach new customers, when communities become more connected, and when my fellow associates continue to grow as leaders and change makers. Those are the stories that inspires me. As a storyteller, I don't just want to document change. I want to preserve it, because years from now, I want people to look back at those photos and videos and say, this is where everything started. That is the story burning in me right now, capturing the journey of the community that is discovering its potential. Yes, Brian.
Nice. So Betty, what's the next impact you want to prove?
Okay, the next impact I want to improve is that I want to show that integrated development creates lasting change, not just today, tomorrow change, and not just improved statistics here, but stronger communities 5 or 10 years or 50 years from now. And I would love to measure how today's investment influence education, livelihood, health, and leadership in the future. Because ultimately, we are not measuring projects, we are measuring the possibilities that this investment will bring the digital technology we have right now. Yeah.
Nice. So maybe to someone watching who thinks development is just handouts or just gadgets, what do you say maybe to them?
Yeah, so I'll say they are only seeing part of the picture. Development is not about handouts, and it's not about handing someone gadget. Yeah, but like this is the laptop. Yes, code now. No, but real development is about equipping people with the tools, knowledge, and the opportunities to build a better future for themselves. So that's why Project Trinity, uh, we don't stop at providing the technology, but we combine all of them. We combine the clean water, we combine the real reliable power, the internet connectivity, the training, and also the local leadership, because those things work together. A laptop without electricity is not useful. Internet without digital skills does not unlock an opportunity. And an opportunity is not sustainable unless the community has ownership of it. So the goal is not to create the dependence, it is to build a capacity. It is to help the communities become more connected, more self-reliant, and better equipped to solve their own challenges. Yeah.
For me, I will invite them to spend a day with us, and so that we will show them development is not just about giving them gadgets or handouts. It's about creating the opportunity and showing them how to use the opportunity. Yeah.
Okay, so maybe the last words before we wrap up the show, maybe to a young person watching us, listening to us right now from Kenya and around the world, what do you say to them?
I will say, don't wait for the perfect circumstance before you start making a difference. Instead, your community doesn't need perfection. It needs people who care enough to take the first step. Take a risk, take it now. Learn continuously, stay curious, and remember that every skill you gain can become a tool for serving others. So wake up now and look for it.
Yeah, that's powerful, Betty. And to any young person watching right now, also, I will tell them that don't let where you come from determine how far you will go. I come from a community that many young people would overlook, but I have learned that talent is everywhere. What's often missing is just the opportunity. So when opportunity meets the determination, incredible things happen. So always keep learning. Don't be afraid of the technology, but let's embrace this technology. The skills you build today can connect you to opportunities, not just here in Kenya or in Haiti, but around the world. Yeah.
We are ready, no pare, tuko tayari. That's our hour.
Yeah, we are ready.
Betty, that's our hour. Betty, Nicholas, thank you so much. Thank you. Because real development isn't Wi Fi or water, it's both together for the whole person. And to everyone in the chat from Kenya to Haiti to wherever you are watching, thank you for the front row seat. Share this, tag someone who believes in building the whole picture, and meet us back here next Wednesday. World Meet Possible. We are ready, no pare, tuko tayari. See you next
We
week.
are ready.
We are ready.